internet was ablaze with drama last week when it was revealed that Rasheeda Frost was once again embroiled in a furious controversy surrounding her husband, Kirk Frost. This time, the unrest broke out when Jasmine Washington, the woman at the center of Kirk's infamous affair, shared a string of text messages purportedly proving Kirk had been attempting to rekindle their relationship. The text seemed to suggest that Kirk was trying to get back into bed with. The revelation sent Love and Hip Hop Atlanta fans into a frenzy, with many wondering why Rasheeda stood by Kirk despite the ongoing humiliation in the previous episode of the show. Karlie Redd played the role of the bearer of terrible news, delivering the shocking information to Rasheeda about Kirk's alleged behavior. Karlie always won for. Stirring the pot didn't hold back in informing Rasheeda of the most recent allegations against her husband, as was to be expected. The new hit Rasheeda hard, but it left viewers wondering what her next move would be. Would she finally confront Kirk? And more importantly, how would she handle the damning evidence presented by Jasmine? Well, it appears that the confrontation fans have been waiting for is finally happening in this week's episode in an exclusive sneak peek from. Those who followed Kirk, Rasheeda, and Jasmine's turbulent saga will find this confrontation explosive. This latest development feels like yet another chapter in a story that has seen tensions between Jasmine and Kirk reach an all-time high in Tuesday's brand new episode. Jasmine is ready to sit down with both Kirk and Rasheeda, but this time she's not just making claims. The seemingly never-ending drama of Kirk's affair with Jasmine resulted in the birth of a child, a revelation that almost brought Rasheeda and Kirk's marriage to an end a few seasons ago. Since then, Rasheeda has battled the fallout from the affair, with many fans wondering why she has stuck with Kirk in spite of his constant betrayals. Rasheeda has always presented herself as a strong, independent woman running multiple businesses and being a loving mother. But her choice to stay with Kirk has left many of her supporters perplexed. Now that Jasmine is prepared to confront Kirk and Rasheeda with evidence of Kirk's ongoing advances, there is noticeable tension in the video. Jasmine has text messages that purportedly show Kirk trying to rekindle their relationship. These receipts may be the last straw for Rasheeda, who has already been humiliated in public by her husband. Everyone is wondering how Rasheeda will respond when presented with concrete evidence of Kirk's betrayal of Jasmine. This confrontation is not only about exposing Kirk's behavior, it's also about settling the score and possibly finding some closure. Although she's frequently portrayed as the antagonist in this love triangle, Jasmine has made it clear that she wants to move on with her life and co-parent peacefully with Kirk. But if Kirk is truly Jasmine's choice to show Rasheeda these receipts demonstrates her willingness to be transparent about everything, no matter the consequences. Moreover, if the texts are true, Kirk's actions could have dire consequences because they show that he has not learned from his past mistakes and is disregarding his marriage again. As a result of Kirk's actions, he has found himself in a difficult situation. Many fans are wondering if this will be the turning point for Rasheeda, who has previously apologized for his infidelity and stated that he wants to rebuild his marriage. However, this most recent revelation could undo any progress they have made. The scene between the three of them, Jasmine, Kirk, and Rasheeda, is sure to be tense, emotional, and possibly explosive. Confrontation's Jasmine, who has been dubbed the other woman for years, has the upper hand thanks to these receipts. She's not just accusing anymore, she's bringing with proof. For Rasheeda, this could be the turning point in which she acknowledges the truth of her circumstances, that Kirk, despite all of his promises, might still be acting in the same toxic ways that almost brought their marriage to an end the first time. As the exclusive clip teases, Jasmine doesn't. Fans are eager to see how Rasheeda handles this confrontation. Will she finally call Kirk out on his behavior, or will she once again choose to ignore the fact that she's ready to read the text messages aloud outlining exactly what Kirk has been saying to her? For Rasheeda sitting opposite the woman who once threatened to destroy her family? While Kirk has been, but one thing is certain, the drama is far from over. The love triangle between Kirk, Rasheeda, and Jasmine has been a major plot point on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta for years, And this latest twist only adds more fuel to the fire regarding whether this confrontation will lead to. Viewers can expect an intense showdown when Jasmine brings out the receipts and forces Kirk to face the consequences of his actions in the world of reality TV. Few couples have experienced as much as Kirk and Rasheeda, from infidelity scandals to family drama. They have weathered countless storms, but this most recent revelation may turn out to be the most challenging one yet. Fans will have to tune in to see how it plays out. Everything happens, but one thing is for sure. This is a conversation that won't be soon forgotten. Will Rasheeda finally turn away from Kirk, or will she decide to confront the betrayal once more? The answers will be shown in Tuesday's brand new episode, and it promises to be a game changer for all parties. Did you notice how uncontrollably Kirk stutters during that confrontation? It's impossible to miss. Viewers at home could almost feel the tension rising as Jasmine calmly presented her side of the story, exposing Kirk's purported attempts to get back into bed with her. Kirk's nervousness was evident with every new detail Jasmine revealed. Kirk became increasingly flustered, and his stammering showed how unprepared he was for this conversation. Those who are familiar with Rasheeda know that her body language often speaks louder than words, and in this instance, her bouncing leg was like a ticking time bomb ready to explode as Jasmine continued to reveal the dirty details of what Kirk had been up to. It wasn't just Kirk's nervous energy that signaled trouble. Rasheeda was clearly furious as she sat there stewing, her leg bouncing with irritation. Though Rasheeda has consistently accused Kirk of betrayal throughout their marriage, this most recent accusation seemed to be hitting her hard. Jasmine's presence across from them, armed with receipts and concrete proof of Kirk's inappropriate behavior, had to be a bitter pill to swallow. And despite Rasheeda's history of standing by her husband, it was clear from the tension in her posture and the fire in her eyes that she wasn't going to let this go. Rasheeda's patience was almost palpable, as Jasmine, on the other hand, was far from done revealing the truth that Kirk had been attempting to conceal. Sitting calmly and collected opposite Kirk, she seemed ready to lay out all the facts. She wasn't just there to make accusations. She was prepared to back up everything she was saying with concrete evidence. The confrontation only served to highlight Kirk's nervous stuttering. The difference between their styles was that, while Jasmine stood her ground, Kirk appeared to buckle under the weight of his own deeds. Jasmine took her time and was deliberate in her delivery of the truth, making sure Rasheeda understood that this wasn't merely a miscommunication or an unintentional accusation, but rather a pattern of behavior from Kirk that had continued. Even though Kirk had promised to change, Jasmine was sick of his lies and secrecy and wasn't going to let him get away with it this time. She knew that bringing the receipts to the table would make Kirk take responsibility for his actions, and she seemed determined to make sure Rasheeda saw the full extent of his deceit, because she had supported Kirk through many scandals over the years, including his. While Rasheeda has always taken pride in her strength and fortitude, this most recent incident had to feel like a kick in the teeth after all the work they'd done to rebuild their marriage. Jasmine was once again bringing evidence that Kirk hadn't really changed. The leg bouncing was just a glimpse into the storm brewing inside Rasheeda. Fans could tell she was just waiting for the right opportunity. Moment to give Kirk the finger, but the real concern on everyone's mind was how Rasheeda would react after Jasmine finished presenting her case. Would she maintain her composure, or would her frustration and anger finally flare up? Although Rasheeda has always been known for controlling her emotions, particularly when cameras are rolling, even the most composed people eventually reach a breaking point and demonstrate that Kirk had been lying to Rasheeda and to everyone else for Jasmine. This confrontation wasn't just about airing dirty laundry. It was also about taking charge of the story and ensuring that the truth was revealed as Jasmine continued to lay out the details. It was difficult not to feel sorry for Rasheeda because she has endured so much with Kirk, and even though she has worked hard to earn back her trust, this most recent betrayal probably felt like a step backward for Kirk's stuttering. As the tension increased, fans could sense that Rasheeda was growing impatient with him. Her hesitant reactions did nothing to help the situation. In fact, they only served to highlight his guilt. Her inability to confront the situation head-on stood in stark contrast to her usual strength and composure. Would Rasheeda finally confront Kirk with all of her anger, or would she choose a more measured approach? Kirk had been playing a dangerous game, and now the truth was catching up with him. The fact that Jasmine had come prepared with receipts left little room for Kirk to deny or downplay what had happened. The cameras were off, but this conversation would have explosive consequences. As viewers watched the drama unfold, many couldn't help but wonder what this meant for Kirk and Rasheeda's marriage. Would this latest revelation be the last straw for Rasheeda, or would she once again choose to forgive Kirk and try to move forward? Rasheeda has repeatedly shown that she is capable of forgiving Kirk. Apologies would be enough to get him out of this one. And as Jasmine continued to present the evidence, it was clear that Kirk was running out of options. The Kirk, Rasheeda, and Jasmine confrontation changed their relationship and Kirk and Rasheeda's marriage prospects. Jasmine's decision to reveal the truth and the supporting documentation proved to be pivotal. Was a risky move that gave Kirk little room to maneuver. But for Rasheeda, this was a chance to finally face the truth about Kirk's behavior and determine whether or not she was willing to fight for their marriage. While fans anxiously await the upcoming episode, one thing is certain: the drama between Kirk, Rasheeda, and Jasmine is far from over. This confrontation is just the start of what looks to be a tense and emotional fallout. It remains to be seen how Rasheeda will react to the revelations. Will she stick by Kirk in spite of the evidence of his betrayal, or will she eventually decide that enough is enough? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure: this is a moment that will live on in the memory of the public. Audiences have been speculating about the latest scandal involving Kirk, Frost, Rasheeda, and Jasmine Washington, and with good reason. Revealed in recent episodes of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, has left many viewers wondering if this entire situation is real or just another plot point meant to keep fans interested. After all, the show has always thrived on dramatic twists and shocking revelations, so it wouldn't be the first time that a plot point has been exaggerated or even staged for the sake of entertaining television. However, what's fueling the fire of speculative thinking is fans are perplexed by Jasmine's recent post, which featured a home-cooked meal prepared by none other than the Frosts, Kirk, and Rasheeda. If their relationship was truly as tense and chaotic as it appears on screen, why would Jasmine be dining with the couple, especially in light of reality TV shows like Love and Hip Hop is filmed months in advance, which raises the question of whether Kirk, Rasheeda, and Jasmine have already resolved their differences since filming and whether we are just witnessing the aftermath for entertainment. This is entirely possible, and it has caused some confusion among the audience as they try to piece together what is real and what may just be part of the show. This isn't the first time that lovers and fans of hip-hop have questioned whether certain scandals and conflicts were real or just part of the show. The series is renowned for its intense drama, and over the years, there have been many rumors that some of the most jaw-dropping scenes were either scripted or greatly exaggerated. The Kirk and Rasheeda storyline in particular has been a focal point for multiple seasons, with Kirk's infidelity and betrayal taking center stage multiple times, with Jasmine coming on board. Jasmine's role in Kirk and Rasheeda's relationship has been one of the most contentious storylines on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, ever since it was revealed that Kirk fathered a child with her while he was still married to Rasheeda. The fallout from that revelation sent some viewers wondering if it's all just a setup for another dramatic arc in the ongoing saga of the Frosts. Fans were glued to their screens, wondering if Rasheeda would ever be able to forgive Kirk and move on. Fast forward to the present day, when it appears as though history is repeating itself as Jasmine finds herself at the center of the drama once more, this time with receipts in hand and text in hand. But a recent social media post featuring her enjoying a meal prepared by Kirk and Rasheeda throws a wrench into the situation. Storyline: many fans have been wondering this, and it certainly adds an interesting layer of complexity to the situation. It's important to keep in mind that reality TV shows like Love and Hip Hop operate on a timeline that isn't always aligned with reality. If the show suggests high tensions between the three, why would they have dinner together? Has everything already been worked out, and are we just watching the drama unfold for TV? In the case of Kirk, Rasheeda, and Jasmine, it's possible that the heated confrontation we're watching play out in this season has already been resolved in real life. Perhaps Kirk has owned up to his actions, Jasmine has moved on, and Rasheeda has once again chosen to forgive her husband. Real-time events episodes are filmed months before they air. For the benefit of their family, if that's the case, it wouldn't be surprising that over the years, Kirk and Rasheeda have demonstrated an incredible ability to weather the storms that have come their way. Despite Kirk's many transgressions, Rasheeda has stood by him, and they've managed to keep their marriage intact, much to the surprise of many viewers. Their relationship has been under intense public scrutiny, but at the end of the day, they seem committed to making it work no matter how many obstacles, challenges they encounter, and maybe Jasmine's most recent post indicates that they've all managed to live together harmoniously, even though the old wounds haven't completely healed. Of course, skeptics could counter that the dinner post was part of a planned attempt to mislead fans. After all, love and hip-hop thrives on keeping viewers guessing. And what better way to create even more drama than to leave fans in the dark about what's truly happening? Although it's not completely out of the question, Jasmine's post suggesting that everything is fine between her and Kirk and Rasheeda could be interpreted as a calculated move to keep viewers on the edge of their seats and build anticipation for the upcoming episode. One thing we do know for sure, though, is that audiences are captivated, regardless of whether the scandal is completely real, partially staged, or just exaggerated, because TV fans are watching to see how it all plays out. Jasmine's composed demeanor during the confrontation, Kirk's nervous stuttering, and Rasheeda's barely controlled frustration are all the makings of a must-see reality TV show. Add in the fact that Jasmine is ready with receipts to support her claims, and it makes sense that viewers are glued to their screens, waiting to see how Rasheeda will respond and what Kirk will say next. The ongoing conflict between Kirk, Rasheeda, and Jasmine has always made for captivating television, and this most recent chapter in their story is no different. Even though the three of them have resolved their differences off-screen, the emotional impact of what's being shown on screen is still potent. Their dynamic is complex, to put it mildly, and it's fascinating to watch how they handle these awkward situations. Since the show is emotionally charged, all we can do is speculate as to whether Frost and Jasmine have moved past their problems since filming. Regardless, we'll be watching to see what happens next, because the best thing about reality TV is how it keeps us guessing. Is this storyline simply another turn in the constantly developing drama of love and hip-hop Atlanta, or is it a true reflection of what's going on in their lives? With so much history between them, it's tough to anticipate how this will all turn out. But one thing is certain: whether the drama is genuine or think that some of it may be staged for the cameras, Kirk, Rasheeda, and Jasmine know how to keep people interested. It's unavoidable. As long as there is drama to be had, viewers will keep tuning in, week after week, anticipating the next with great anticipation. Twist in this constantly developing narrative.